Morning. It is May 5th, 2020, and things are happening fast. Things are moving rapidly in this earth in regards to prophecy being fulfilled. As you notice the title of this video, Fauci does a Jedi mind trick on Trump and the masses. You remember when they were touting that, well, I shouldn't even say they. Trump was constantly saying that HCQ, hydroxychloroquine, was working and that people was reporting an effective antidote for the coronavirus, that patients was healing and recovering real quick from this disease. People who were on their dying bed. We seen the senator from Michigan who gave credit to Trump for even mentioning this, because had she not heard it from him, she felt that her and her husband would have died, would have been a victim of coronavirus. Now, many doctors have already stated positive things in regards to HCQ. But now, all of a sudden, we are hearing of a drug called remdesivir. This is being produced and studies are being conducted by the Gilead Sciences Corporation. These people are pushing remdesivir. So now Fauci is touting remdesivir. Now the president is saying that, I don't know why, but, I thought hydroxychloroquine was working great, but I guess he doesn't understand because it came from him. We can't allow you to have any victory in anything that's going on in this world. Any good can't be seen as coming from President Trump. So the globalist is putting forth remdesivir. So they are pushing this to the market. And it's interesting that this post was inadvertently posted on the World Health Organization. Let me just read it for you. It says, new data on Gilead's remdesivir released by accident show no benefit for coronavirus patients. Company still sees reason for hope. The antiviral medicine remdesivir from Gilead Sciences failed to speed the improvement of patients with COVID-19 or prevent them from dying, according to results from a long-awaited clinical trial conducted in China. Gilead, however, said the data suggests a potential benefit. A summary of the study results was inadvertently posted to the website of the World Health Organization and seen by Stat on Thursday, but then guess what? Removed. So guess what happened after that? Damage control. Gilead spokesperson Amy Flood said the company believes the post included inappropriate characterizations of the study because the study was stopped early because it had too few patients, she said. It cannot enable statistically meaningful conclusions. However, she said, trends in the data suggest a potential benefit for remdesivir, particularly among patients treated early in disease. Well, didn't we say the same thing about HCQ? Even some who were well past the beginning stages, who felt like they were on their deathbed, lungs filling up with fluid. Within a matter of hours of taking HCQ, these people said, I felt fine. They were able to get out of the bed. But anyway, you guys, while we were all engulfed in this flame of pandemic that's going on like a whirlwind across the world, as they say, never let a good crisis go to waste. We have to exploit the fear that we have unleashed upon the people. This will allow them to do things they have never been able to do before. People being told to be on voluntary lockdown in their homes. Well, the American people have had enough, and they have been speaking out for days. Protests breaking out all over the United States. But you see what you get when you vote for these socialist communists. You know, you put them in positions of governor, county commissioners. They are going to toe the party line. And I know you guys are hating the fact that you put these people in office, but I believe God allows certain things to happen to wake certain people up. And I hope to God that many people have woken up, because I used to drink that Kool-Aid and many people are still drinking it. And I hope it's leaving a bitter taste in their mouth. Last year, October 18th, 2019, something had transpired. A meeting took place with a lot of powerful people. It was called Event 201. Event 201. What do you think they discussed in this event with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and all these other people that came together on that eventful day? They discussed how the world will respond to epidemics, to pandemics. And lo and behold, 4 weeks later, what was going on in China? The Wuhan virus was breaking out, being hid from the rest of the world, which allowed them to get a slow response on the pandemic that was allowed to be unleashed on the world. You know, if you haven't heard, over in Africa, they had been arresting these Chinese nationals. You know, they allowed all these people to fly. About what they say, 5 million people out of Wuhan all over the world. That's how it spread. But anyway, something else is going on. While they were planning this, Bill Gates, if you haven't heard, got a patent. And that patent has been making a lot of noise. As they say, the conspiracy theorists are raving about this. Why? Because the patent number is WO 2020 060606. Yes, folks, World Patent 666. Microsoft patent for cryptocurrency using body activity. Basically, they're going to monitor certain actions based on brainwave activity, certain tasks being performed, and then allowing cryptocurrency to be put into your account. But let's get into this article. It says in March 26th of this year, Microsoft obtained both a U.S. and international patent for cryptocurrency using body activity data, including heat from brainwaves, with a unique patent of WO/2020/060606. The patent summary mentions mining brainwave activity and body heat to perform complex computer validation processes, including computational solving difficult problems. A brainwave or body heat emitted from the user when the user performs the task provided by an information or service provider, such as viewing advertisement or using certain internet services, can be used in the mining process. This validation process includes computational solving a difficult problem that is also easy to verify and is sometimes called a proof of work. This process is referred to as mining. The background of the patent states, a virtual currency is a medium of exchange implemented through the internet generally, not tied to a specific government-backed flat currency such as the US dollar or the euro, and typically designed to allow instantaneous transactions and borderless transfer of ownership. Most blockchain-based cryptocurrency is decentralized in the sense that it has no central point of control. However, blockchain-based cryptocurrency can also be implemented in centralized system having a central point of control over the cryptocurrency. Wow. You know what? What does that remind you of? On top of that, the ID 2020 received a patent as well. So you have this microchipping along with this patent of data mining, doing tasks and receiving cryptocurrency, a cryptocurrency that will be received worldwide. So I can see why this pandemic was unleashed on the world to destroy every economy in the world so they can put forth this cryptocurrency. Does that sound familiar? Did God warn us about something like that? I believe he did, because God tells the end from the beginning, and this is how you know his word is truth. Let's turn to Revelation chapter 13. Revelation chapter 13 verses 16 through 18, and it says, speaking of the beast, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hand or in his forehead, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. 666. On the sixth day, God created Adam. 6 is the number of a man. Can you tell me who wears a tiara? And the numerical computation of the letters represents 666? Yes, the Pope wears a tiara that is named Vicarious Filii Dei. When you add up those letters, it means 666. Is that the man? Is that the beast? I guess as things continue to transpire for their new world order and their one world religion, we will find out who this leader of this new world religion will be. And they seem, and it seems that this popular Pope might be their man. You know, you remember how people fawned after Pope Francis, who also has his background in the Jesuit order. And no need, or maybe I should go into a little history of the Jesuit order, because people don't know their church history. It was not long ago when people were being persecuted in the old world during the Inquisitions, you know, because they were the so-called holders of the light. And we Protestants, who came about through the Reformation of Martin Luther nailing his 95 Theses to the Church of Wittenberg, you know, showing all the things that was wrong with the church. And all people had to do was have faith and believe in Jesus Christ to be saved. No more paying penance and purgatory and all these things that the church promoted. And that's all it was that spark that unleashed a flame across the world, that started the Reformation. And many Christian martyrs have lost their lives because they would not recant, you know, because they stood with Jesus. But back to the time period that we are living in. You know, time is drawing to a close, and there's a lot of voices out there beside mine that are trying to wake people up. And I know it's frustrating because I deal with it on a daily basis with the people at work. I mean, just listen to one of these. Let me read something to you. This is a paragraph. Now, you can go and research this online. Research Event 201. As I stated before, this took place October 18th, 2019. Now, under the section recommendations that these people came up with, listen to one of these recommendations. It says governments and private sector should assign a greater priority to developing methods to combat mis- and disinformation prior to the next pandemic response. Governments will need to partner with traditional and social media companies to research and develop nimble approaches to countering misinformation. This will require developing the ability to flood media with fast, accurate, and consistent information. Fast, accurate, consistent information that is coming from the approved sources. We've already witnessed on YouTube the removing of videos that mentioned that mentions vitamin C. The doctors that are stating quite the opposite of these so-called scientific models that they use to brainwash Trump, that they use to perform their Jedi mind trick on Trump. As I still witness and listen today, I hear Trump still quoting these numbers. We would have had 1 million to 2 million people die for coronavirus. I don't need the government to save me. And many Americans out there feel like me. You know, every year we suffer from the flu. They are not out there trying to save us from the flu, nor were they out there trying to save us from swine flu, H1N1, SARS, and whatever else virus they manufacture in these labs and unleash on the world. And I'm sure they're going to probably produce something more potent than this coronavirus. Well, back to this article. It says, this will require developing the ability to flood media with fast, accurate, and consistent information. Public health authorities should work with private employers and trusted community leaders such as faith leaders to promulgate factual information to employees and citizens. I remember when the abortion movement was gaining traction, and they were calling on the churches, and some of these sellout pastors was right there, you know, supporting Margaret Sanger, when lo and behold, all these Planned Parenthood facilities have been put in low-income areas. You know, as she calls us, the wees, the undesirables, the simple-minded people. You know, we have to be rid of them. They should not be allowed to procreate, to have children, to produce more weeds. This is insane. And on top of that, the spiritual ramifications of it all is that these people worship Satan. Trusted, influential private sector employers should create the capacity to readily and reliably augment public messaging, manage rumors and misinformation, and amplify credible information to support emergency public communications. We are in 1984 2.0. No wonder all these media CEOs ran over to meet in these private meetings with Pope Francis when he was inaugurated as the white pope. If you don't know, you have a white pope and a black pope. The black pope, which nobody sees, is the superior general of the Jesuit order. That is the military arm of the Roman Catholic Church. And what was their whole purpose during the Reformation? Their whole purpose during the Reformation was to go and get these wayward children, these Protestants, and return them back to the mother church. Because after all, Catholic mean universal. They believe they are the worldwide church. And this is why Muslims only accept that form of so-called Christianity, if you want to believe that's what it is, intertwined or intermingled with paganism, as the true church. But there's a deeper history behind that as well. Because when you go back and study Muhammad and the formation of Islam, you have to look at the evidence, people, who were covered up, you know, from head all the way down to toe. It was nuns. And then come Islam, patterned after the nuns, covering their face, their heads, wearing garb all the way down, you know. But anyway, that's a whole nother discussion, which I spoke on before. But I just wanted to get that information out to you as we continue to listen to this propaganda each day. Frustration is growing more and more intense. And we see how Governor DeSantis, you know, his system was compromised when they dumped all that information to make it appear that the numbers in coronavirus had spiked, which it had not. You know, a lot of things are taking place to continue to stir up this fear. You know, people, we should only fear God. I do not fear the coronavirus. I can only die once from the coronavirus. But with the Lord God Almighty, you can die twice. Yes, you will die this mortal death, and then you will die that spiritual death in a lake of fire with the devil and his angels, because that's what the wrath of God and that fire was created for, the devil and his angels. It was not created, was created for his creation. But if you follow lockstep with the devil and continue to reject his son, the Savior, the gift of salvation that he has provided for you, then unfortunately you're going to reap what you sow. And I hope that these leaders, many of them, especially these black leaders, most black people I know over the age of 40 was raised in the church. You know, they was dragged off to Sunday school, so they know better. But because of the corruption of money, you know, they go into office broke, come out multimillionaires. Look at Obama. You know, these type of people would do anything. And it's just sad. You know, these people that's on the news every day pushing this propaganda, as Bill Gates says. People that's putting out the truth, we are putting out misinformation, disinformation, trying to wake people up. The only accepted truth is what comes from the establishment. It's like the Hunger Games, the capital against the districts. But eventually, you know, chaos will break out, and it's already breaking out. People just had enough. Well, that's how I'm going to leave it, folks. You just need to get out there and do your own research. Remember to trust in God, read his word, see what is truth for yourself. And this is all I have to say, and I will see you on the next one.